It's the man, the king, the god of this shit, Nick fucking Gage. You know how I start this off. Shout out to all my MDK gang members around the world. And I want to let everybody know, Blvd Bullies vs. the World is a podcast. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live on YouTube with my motherfucking boy, Larry the Legend. And what the Blvd Bullies are doing, they're trying to ignite a revolution. Within the fans to unite and make the crowds electric again. So check out the Blvd Bullies vs. the World. 7 p.m. live Tuesdays with Larry the fucking Legend. MDK all fucking day.
Oh, it's the man, the king, the god of the shit, Nick fucking Cage. You know, I start this off. Shout out to all my MDK gang members. And I want to let everybody know Blvd Bullies vs. the World is a podcast every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live on YouTube with my motherfucking boy, Larry the Legend. And what the Blvd Bullies are doing, they're trying to ignite a revolution within the fans to unite and make the crowds electric again. So check out Blvd Bullies vs. the World, 7 p.m. live Tuesdays with Larry the fucking Legend, MDK all fucking day.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the longest-running episodic podcast on this here Blvd Bullies YouTube channel. Welcome to Blvd Bullies versus the World. Let me fix my microphone here. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. So it's good to be alive on this Tuesday, April 8th, one day after I drank about 4 espresso martinis. What? About 2 shots of Jameson. What? About 2 shots of lemon drops. What? Then got on the train, drank a 9-point resin. What? Then went to the Met game yesterday and had about 4 more fucking $16 Brooklyn Lager beers. And I have been crippled all day beyond belief. So cheers to y'all. And cheers to a speedy recovery for me, ya boy, Patrick, the host of the show. We will be joined, hopefully any moment now, by the man, the myth, the BBC of independent wrestling, Larry the Legend. Larry and I fought yesterday, or last week. Last week we fought. It was stupid. I think we were both just absolutely hammered. So we made up. So I have no reason to suspect that he will not be on the show. But if he's not, we're going to end it early. Or maybe we'll just call in the Rhinestone a little bit early. Throw up the Rhinestone bat signal. A lot of things going on in the wrestling world. I'd assume. I think I'm going to shut this off. That kind of looks worse. We'll just leave it on. A lot of things going on. I didn't watch any of it. I've been so out of the loop. Yesterday, I was at the game, as I said, getting this brand new Mets hat, which I love. $60 for a fitted New Era at the stadium. $40 for a shirt which was absolutely crazy. But I guess I'm very happy that I didn't watch on Monday, last night, Monday Night Raw, because Bert Kreischer was on, took his shirt off and did his whole fucking gimmick. I fucking hate Bert Kreischer. I don't find Bert Kreischer to be funny, charming, or witty at all. The only thing that makes me not hate Bert Kreischer is the fact that he's a proud alcoholic, like me. Cheers. And cheers to Bert. Tony Hinchcliffe. Oh my God, I find that guy to be so absolutely fucking insufferable and annoying. Apparently he was on like commentary. I think right now WWE is as close to being the sport that all of the people watch in Idiocracy than it's ever been. And honestly, I feel like Cody is kind of like a mini Trump. Cody's kind of like Homelander meets mini Trump. So that's absolutely fucking bullshit. So I'm glad I missed all of that. I don't know if you've seen the video of Cody Rhodes eating the McRib. I don't know, it's for like GQ magazine or fucking, you know, one of these gimmicks, and you know, he's very charming, and he goes, "Oh, people talk about the gold arches. I won't have it. I won't have it." And then he tells a story about how John Cena and himself gave the drive-through person $100 to turn on the ice cream machine, which is famously always off at McDonald's. And all of a sudden the McFlurries were flowing, and Cody Rhodes then takes a bite of the McRib, and he goes, tastes like freedom. Which is not funny. I mean, it's a funny line, but it's not funny because legitimately the McRib and like supersized fucking sodas and rare steaks are like outlawed by the boards of health of various other countries. So to like take a bite of a McRib and say, tastes like freedom. It's basically like glorifying the obesity fucking pandemic. Hey, Larry. Oh, you're muted. Hey, Larry.
Hey.
Kleeblatt316 says, I need my weekly dose of Larry.
I'm here.
Larry, do you like baseball?
No.
Or as the Spaniards call it, baseball?
No.
You're not a Baltimore
I'm
Orioles
from a town,
fan?
I'm from a town of losers. Not in everyday life, but when it comes to the sports ball, we don't do it a lot.
You're more of a football guy.
Nope.
What do you think the gayest sport is besides wrestling?
Do you mean like gay, like, oh, that's gay, or do you mean like that the majority of the people that do it are homosexual?
No, like I feel like a lot of the women that I meet in my life find the actual practice of sport and the loving of it and obsessing over it by straight men to all be very, very closetedly homosexual. This has been told to me by many, many women. Like football, like, you know, the center gets under, puts his hand in the balls of the quarterback, gets under the center, and they're like, oh, that's a little gay. And then like baseball, like, you know, they have the tight pants and they slap each other's butts. Women have told me, hey, that's a little gay.
I guess, God, besides wrestling, maybe MMA.
Wow. That's an interesting answer. Why? Because you're so insecure with your sexuality, you have to fight another attractive man or another muscular man.
Well, I don't know a lot, but I know a thing or two, and I've heard that the same endorphins that are released in your brain when you're committing murder um are the same ones when you're like in that kind of strife, that fighting and defending yourself. So I feel like that in a lot of ways, the MMA guys are all about not only those endorphins being released, but those endorphins being released with another man in front of an audience made up of mostly men. I actually think that it's one of the most masculine sports, but underlying it all is kind of like if these guys were not able to get this aggression out this way, then
They would
it would
butt
be another
fuck.
way that they were. Yeah, yeah. But we can't have that. We can't have butt fuckery.
Well, I mean, they had power slap. Why wouldn't we have? Why wouldn't we have an MMA thing where you just have to fuck the other guy? That's how you win. You have to penetrate the other man. You have to dominate and penetrate.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you my co-host, CZW Hall of Famer, Showcase Showdown winner, the most legendary man in all of independent wrestling, the best dressed human being in all of wrestling.
Oh, Pat.
Larry, somebody's in your house, Larry. Somebody broke into your
What?
house. They're
What?
coming from inside the house.
Oh, good. That's just my designer friend Lamar who did the
He's got
Juicy
his
Hot
little head.
Dogs t-shirt.
Juicy
He
hot
wants to,
dogs.
yeah, he wants to come on in.
Come on in.
No godson tonight. No godson.
No godson,
Oh,
only
hold
Schlack.
on.
Hey, Schlack ripped his groin. Fucked his groin up.
Wasn't able to make CZW.
Wasn't able to make CZW, so Jimmy Controversy lives to fight another day.
Did you see the images of DJ Hyde in the ring trying to figure out if the mic was on before he spoke? Did you see these images posted
No,
on
that
Deathmatch
sounds
Elite?
very comical.
You're too busy. On Deathmatch Elite version 2.0, there's an image of DJ in the ring, like looking at the mic, like, is this thing even on? Yeah, looking at it like, is this thing even on? And I couldn't help but think, wow, if Larry was there, he would have been handed that hot mic and just got to talking.
What's the deal?
There
They
would have
didn't
been
have
no,
enough money to pay you for this in-between show? You're
no,
only
no,
like
no, 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 no,
you're the
no.
big
That's
guns.
not it. That's not it. I just said I had overextended myself as I often do. I'd overextended myself. So before I officially came back to CZW, I had already agreed to do the frog prom on April 5th or 6th or whatever day it was. I don't know.
I didn't watch any of this shit this week. I want to let everybody know that I put myself in the lab and I finally buckled down and stopped wasting time with the love of my life, this PlayStation 5, and I finished the movie edit. The movie edit show is finished. I just got to do graphics because I just, it was like 3 hours of me, Bald Steve, and Schlack rambling on and on and on. So I didn't even do graphics. I just did edits. I think it's very pleasing. I think it moves fast. I got it down to just under an hour. And yeah, now I just got to make a banging logo, which is going to take me another fucking like 2 or 3 days. And so I'm thinking Friday night world premiere. I tried to get in touch
I
with...
will. Oh, dude. Oh, my God, dude. I just realized this, bro. Guess what I found out?
What?
My show in New York this weekend is not the 19th, it's the 18th.
Oh, no.
Dude, literally just found out today while I was at work.
They moved it? Or you just thought it was the wrong day the whole time?
No. I know my dates. And, 420 is a very significant date for us. So I figured maybe I'll just stay in New York and visit a dispenso. Maybe one in Union Square called the Travel Agency. But no, because the show's the 18th, not the 19th, as it originally was dictated to me.
As it was originally dicked.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean you're going to miss
So
the
yeah,
top secret
I don't
party?
think I'm going to be able to do that thing. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that thing. I'm sorry I'm breaking this right now to
Wow,
everyone.
breaking news.
Yeah,
Are you
dude.
telling me I'm going to have to go it alone?
Pat, I don't have an agent. I don't have someone to get my dates together and contact the promoter a week before to make sure that my brown M&Ms, my brown M&Ms in a brandy glass.
On the rider, brown
anyone,
M&Ms.
Yeah, in a brandy glass. I don't have anyone to do that for me. So a lot of the times it's like, oh, I'm at work doing the thing that enables me to do all these shows. And I'll look and I'll be like, wait, the 18th? This show was the 19th.
Tell them to move the show back.
I'd rather the healthy purse.
That's a good point.
Because the purses ain't always healthy.
Well, this is horrible news for me because this party that we were going to go to together is open bar. And if I'm at an open bar with nobody watching over me, could get ugly, could get ugly quick.
Well, you and I both know what the combination is. You and I both know what the Brie combination is. Okay? So let's just hope that all you're doing is getting wavy.
Well, one evens out the other, though, so that might be a...
I agree. Birds of a feather. I agree, but I just would rather you without me.
Well,
without
I
me
promised
there.
myself... That's actually a great point, because I'm trying this month to not have any fresh-baked cookies. Because you know what it is, Larry? You get into a place... and you just smell the fresh-baked cookies in the air, and you want to eat some, It's like last night at the ballpark. We had a glorious meal, me and Phil. I took Phil out for his birthday to the Met game.
Nice. I saw that you had cigars.
We got cigars. We got birthday cigars.
I saw that.
I went to the smoke shop. I said, the humidor or whatever. I said, hello, give us 2 of your cheapest, finest, cheapest cigars. And he gave us these 2 little mini cigars, $8 each.
But bro, if they were $8 and they were mini, that means it's the best $8 you can get for a cheap, fine cigar. You know that, right? You know that, Pat.
It was delicious. It was delicious. And so anyway, just like when I was at the ballpark, we had a fine meal. Our bellies were full on the way to the stadium. Then as soon as I get into the stadium, I smell those sausage and peppers. I don't even like sausage and peppers. But I said, man, I kind of want to get myself a Premio. A Premio Italian sausage.
I mean, that's the way it works. I've been to a San Gennaro festival or 2 in my day, my friend. Okay, I've been to a and I don't want no sangria. I'm not thinking about that. But bro, when I see those cups and I see those beautiful Devotchkas walking all down Mulberry Street with the I'm like, you know what, I want.
So that's the thing. I feel like there are going to be multiple batches of fresh baked cookies. And if you were there together, I'd say, Larry, let's get ourselves 2 tall ass glasses of ice cold milk and start dunking. But without you, maybe I stand a fighting chance.
Well, I'm giving you advice as your father. As your father.
Yes,
I'm
Faj.
giving you advice. Don't
Go.
Don't you dare.
Don't go.
Because I just found this out, Pat. Literally, this is about 3 hours of me being like, wait, what? The show's on Friday the 18th?
What show are you doing? You doing a K1?
A little Muay Thai, a little K1, a little bit of this, a little
Nice,
bit of
that's
that.
cool. Is it at LaGuardia?
It is at the LaGuardia Performing Arts Center, right around the corner from the festivities the next night. Remember, when we first got, coerced into this, it was the night after. It was like later. I was going to leave the show and go right there.
Yeah, it all worked out.
I was going to bring Diamond. I was going to bring Diamond.
Ah, damn it. Damn it, Larry. Sweet, sweet Diamond. See, I didn't know that was a fuzz. I thought you had like a little jewel. I thought it was a little
No,
jewel.
I went on this side because I'm looking at the camera and I'm like, it's over here. But no, that was a little fuzzy.
So I was just thinking this week that 4-4 passed. And 4-4 is not only our dearly departed friend Brian's birthday, but it was the 1-year anniversary of Brian's birthday show, On-Site Spectacular, a.k.a. very sidebar, also Eat the Turnbuckles last show.
Who else was there? Who else was there that used to be here?
Ringworm. Oh, Ringside Sean was
Don't
there.
you dare.
Ringworm Sean. I thought you were saying what bands.
No.
That was a grand, grand time.
I'm seeing in the chat that Truth Seek says, MMA, you have to dominate another man. And also Truth Seek said, I said this to an MMA fan on Facebook, Larry, and got into a really long argument.
I could imagine.
MMA, well, those guys beat the fuck out of each other. What could they be doing the fuck out of each other too?
Listen, I'll give them credit. I don't like roughhousing. I don't like fighting. I certainly don't like getting attacked or dominated by men, or even the possibility of getting punched. I don't like. So hey, if you want to train MMA, you're all right in my book. How are the cats?
Yeah.
How are the cats?
Huh?
How are the cats?
Dude, I get like 15 minutes each. And some of them I only get 5. It sucks. But I feel like that when I clean their litter, they all like look along approvingly. Like, oh, this is the motherfucker that gets our doo-doo and our piss out of here so we can do more doo-doo and piss. But no, they're all good. I just, I'm going through stuff and I'm like, I'm not homeless, but I'm not like really housed, if that makes any sense. I'm not housed. So I'm like over here, I'm over there, I'm over here, I'm over there, I'm over here, over there. They're good though. Everyone is good.
So yeah, I was thinking about last year and how we went to the Philadelphia Center of the Arts.
And we got the Saratoga Springs.
You and me
and Rod got the Saratoga Springs.
Yes, that was when I discovered Saratoga Springs sparkling water and how if you were to order it, you have to say the full name inexplicably. You can't just say sparkling water. You have to say Saratoga Springs sparkling water.
SSS3. I'm sorry, SSSW.
Yeah. So we had beautiful pizza with Ron Nemi. We were there early. Schlack was...
Who was all over the place this weekend, Ron. Hey, Ron. Happy anniversary. But Ron was like all over the place, taking pictures with Schlack. Wait, no, not Schlack. Taking pictures with Danny. Okay, taking pictures with Joe Beisler. And every picture he's like, go ahead, turn the volume down. He's like doing that signature Larry, like mouth open and pointing. Yeah. And I was like, wow, Ron really.
He's happy to be back out there.
Bro, I'm glad that you said it that way. Can I ask you something? And can I ask the chat something? Did Swerve win the belt in Philly?
No.
He lost?
He lost.
He lost.
He lost. And not only that, I believe the young Buckaroonies came back.
No!
And cost him, I'm pretty sure, I didn't do my research fully, but I did see a picture. You know how they do the holding of the arms and then the knees? You know, their finishing maneuver, they're like double knee.
Yeah, we're going to hold each one of his arms from opposite side, and then we're going to pull him into each one of us. And at the same time as we're pulling him into each one of us, making his body go, what the fuck? We're going to knee the fucking sides of his temple.
Yeah, with their little knees. So I did see a photo of them in the crowd, and then I saw a photo of them where they were holding Swerve's arms out, that he was like incapacitated, and they were about to deliver the V trigger. It was like they had Swerve imprisoned, if you know what I'm saying. The imagery was very disturbing. Like a Jesus-like character.
Didn't MVP tweet something like, I see you?
Did he? I'm not sure.
I think MVP tweeted something like, hey, Swerve, I see you.
And then I guess apparently Swerve like had some crazy comments about Booker T.
Two-time Hall of Famer?
Yeah, I'm going to look them up right now.
Yeah, so Ron was out there doing his thing and taking pictures. DJ couldn't figure out how to work the mic. What about GCW?
Hold on. So following his defeat to Jon Moxley at Dynasty, Swerve addressed the crowd and finished by saying, just for my amusement, fuck Booker T. And it went viral on social media, blah, blah, blah. And Booker T came back and said, I'm going to give Swerve Strickland a little bit of advice, just a little bit. That advice would be, don't be talking about something other than the pay-per-view at the end of the night. That's the main event, and that's the last thing people are going to remember. The last thing people are going to remember is me, my name being said. Why would I ever say anything positive about him ever again? Would I ever? Probably not. Would I ever put him over as far as being a good worker and perhaps transform this business? I probably won't do that again. I've learned my lesson. So this all started because Swerve commented that Vince McMahon had mistreated Booker T, mentioning the time McMahon used a racial slur in his presence during a WWE backstage segment. This led to Booker T addressing the situation on his podcast, where he stated that he always dealt with racial issues directly and worked to create opportunities for black wrestlers just like Strickland. Booker T then elaborated on his disappointment, stating that Strickland's actions took the focus away from the pay-per-view. So the Young Bucks interfered, the lights went out and came back on, and they attacked Strickland. This allowed Moxley to capitalize and get the win. This match outcome and the return of the Young Bucks is expected to be addressed on AEW Dynamite. And
in Baltimore. Is
it in Baltimore on Wednesday?
It's in Baltimore. In Baltimore.
And just so you know, this AEW World Title match, 31 minutes, 4.4 cage match rating.
Well, Dave. Well, Uncle Dave. What do you give it?
I don't have Dave in front of me. I'm sure it's high though. So, but I did see the fallout on Twitter where many people were very upset.
Pat. The chat says MVP, Swerve, Ricochet, and Tony Storm all fucking fired up after post show.
Flicked up.
I think that they meant to say fucked up.
Do you think that by flicked up, do you mean that they had milk and cookies?
The big thing of the match was Hangman coming to help Swerve.
Oh, see, I didn't read that. I guess Hangman came to help Swerve, but the lights off Young Bucks beat up Swerve. I don't know what order that happened in. I've been so done with AEW, dude. Even the appeal of watching the train wreck and the completely illogical booking week to week, moment to moment, even that, the ironic joy of it has worn off to me. And I just simply would be rather doing something else.
Pat, I think I've said this before on this cast. Because I get to see more of my friends, Action Andretti, Leo Rush, Swerve, AR Fox. I know I just mentioned all of color people. Max, Adam Page. I consider all of them like friends of mine. Like I could text them all those names that I could text them right away. And I just feel like that I get to see my friends. Anthony Bowens, Max Caster. I get to see Brian Keith. I get to see all my friends more on AEW. I never see Joe Gacy.
No. I guess he's
I love him to death. I let him put me bareback through a barbed wire board. I love him to death, but I see Max. I see Fox. I see all of them motherfuckers when I watch AEW, and that alone makes me want to see what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, but... One thing that all of those people that you mentioned have in common, besides getting the Larry Legend rub to help their career blast off. And look, I love Max. I love Swerve. But, you know, you've been sitting there both before and after their matches, all those guys you just mentioned. And one thing that I really believe is that those guys love sniffing their own farts. And I just feel like when I watch AEW, there is just an air of fart. And I feel like they're all in the back, sniffing each other's farts, wafting their own farts, patting themselves on the back, or they're just going along with it and laughing about stealing Tony's money. Either they're whiffing their own farts and going like, wow, finger guns in the mirror, we're the best. Or they are laughing and they're like, fuck it, this guy's an idiot.
Well, you know something, Pat? You know something?
Yeah?
I was with all of them when their farts were not worthy of being sniffed.
Never in their own minds, though.
I was with Fox. I was with Swerve. I was with Max. When it was like, I was with Bowens. I was with all of them. Private Party. When it's like, oh, you're not good enough. Well, guess what? Someone thinks they're good enough. Just like someone thought they were good enough back when they weren't deemed as good enough. So I would say that more than Ricky Saint smelling his own farts or Malachi Blanc smelling his own farts, I don't care about the MVP and the Bobby Lashley and the Shelton Benjamin. Their farts have already been smelled. But the AR Foxes, the Brian Keiths, the MJFs, the Anthony Bowens, the Max Casters, their farts haven't been smelled yet.
I'm sorry, but Shelton Benjamin's farts smell a million times better than any of those farts that you just mentioned.
I would let Shelton fart in my mouth.
And he did every Monday night for many years. But I don't want to take time out of my Wednesday, or especially 4 to 6 hours out of my Sunday, to smell these guys' farts.
Pat, I don't either. That's why I'm out in Havre de Grace for Federated Wrestling Alliance, who just showed me the door. Pat, it's been so many years, but I've been showed the door.
By who? The Fart Wrestling Alliance.
Federated.
The Fart Wrestling Ass.
I've been sent packing.
How
by
dare
Federated. I've been sent packing. And do you want to know why, Pat?
Probably because you're on this show?
Because I commiserate with David John Markland.
Oh, no, a little rivalry. A little fart rivalry.
Well, you remember David John was in the Maryland House of Theater, Havre de Grace. He was there. That's where Rich won the belt. That's where Rich won the belt. That's where everything happened from the theater. And then things got funky, as they often do with DJ. DJ's not there anymore. He's not there. And that's when Federated was like, Larry, we know you. We can't give you a lot of money, but we know you. Will you come bolster our shows? Will you come tickle our taint? I said, I'll tickle a taint. And I went. And I went. And I went. But around the time that David John was like, Larry, come do the cage death. Everybody loves you. Around the time that David was like, do the cage of death, Federated was like, oh, the cage of death. The cage of death. I said, fuck yeah, I'm doing the cage of death. And now I don't have a job.
What was their explanation? With like, hey Larry, we don't need you.
We want to go in a different direction.
Oh,
I've gotten this a lot. I've gotten this over the years. We want to go in a different direction.
A white guy. Or even worse, a white lady.
Pat, white guy, white lady.
Double.
Twofer.
They
double
needed two
trouble
whites.
toiling. Double toiling trouble.
They needed 2 whites. These fuckers. How dare they?
Bro, I like to think that at this point in my career, I give everyone a little bit of, I give a little GCW. When Brett first started GCW, I gave him a little, okay? ICW, no holds barred. I give him a little, okay? VXS with Vince Steele, RIP Vince Steele. I give him a little, I give him a little, hey, Larry's here. Larry's here. Oh, these guys must be good. He's here. And I give him a little of that. Yeah, I'll give him a little of that.
Right in the taint.
And then they're like, oh, we got a problem with Larry. We got a problem with Larry. Yeah. And then they go on to GCW Heights. They go on to Japan. No holds barred Japan. They go on to all this shit. And it's like, we don't even remember that black motherfucker. He done fuck him. We've been here for.
Anybody could do that job.
Yeah, anybody could do that.
You're an integral part. You're an integral part, and they can't exist without you until they don't want you anymore. And then it's like, oh well, anybody. We could get a monkey to do that job. You get a hired chimp, do that job. Any old white will do.
Even our friend who shall not be named. And I helped that motherfucker run them shits. You were there. I helped him run those shits. I wasn't just announcing shit.
Oh my God, I've got so much to do. I'm so stressed out. Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God. What's this? I gotta eat. I gotta eat something. I'm so hungry. I gotta eat. I didn't eat. Well, why didn't you eat before you came? You showed up an hour late to your own fucking show. I'm sitting here talking to the wrestlers, trying to figure out, just telling them to keep them company, telling them, what I think might be a good idea or what might happen. I mean, you showed up an hour late. Why didn't you fucking stuff your face before you showed up? Oh, because I slept late. Well, why'd you sleep late? It's today of the show. Oh, my phone died. I lost my charger. I lost my wallet. My phone died. Then I couldn't eat, and then I overslept because I stayed out till 5 in the morning the night before because I lost my wallet. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Well, why? Well, no. I was going to be a half an hour late, but then there was a half an hour of traffic, which is also not my fault.
Listen. I empathize.
Oh my God, there's so much to do, Larry. Just do whatever, Larry. Just do whatever. Thank you, Larry. I love you. Thank you, Larry. I love you, Larry.
For someone that arrived at 7:15, I empathize with some of that.
Yeah. I don't know if empathize is the right word. I think that you just don't want to, you don't want to fall into the.
I mean, what I'm saying is I've been there before, but I don't have it ready to go. I don't have my chamber loaded up bup. I don't bup. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Like Julius Smokes.
Oh, bro, it's Friday, bro. I'm not getting up here till 9. I know call time's 8, but bro, coming from bottom, I'm not getting up here till 9:45.
Show starts when I get there, brother.
Yeah. So I empathize with some of that, but you've been there. That's what I'm saying. You've been there.
Yeah,
so it's like
I was not joking around. That was an accurate depiction of every single show. It's 100%. I'm tired. I need to go take a nap. You just got here. It's 4:00. Where are you going to take a nap? Oh, I'm just going to lay on the bathroom floor in the back. If anybody needs me, just tell them there's no money.
Well, guess what? He's sober now. He's sober and living that.
Of course.
You know what it is? He went over to LA and he saw those bodies. Bro.
Beautiful bodies, healthy bodies.
Bro. Even the motherfucking junkies are fuckable. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? These motherfuckers are living they live good over here. I'll bet you that he went over there and he was like, "Oh, I can't be a New Yorker. I gotta be a Los Angeles."
Well,
Lean.
just like he trickled down into the boroughs from his treehouse upstate and claimed Brooklyn. I'm sure he's going to claim Los Angeles as if he's one of its favorite sons in no time. Maybe an LA knuckle tattoo on the horizon.
Bro, there's no tickets. Yo, Steve DeCasa is lighting our chat up.
Yeah.
Bald Steve is in this bitch.
Come drive 3 hours to this thing with me. You don't need a ticket.
I haven't seen Bald Steve in years.
Come drive. We're going to Ohio. We're gonna drive 10 hours to Ohio. Don't worry, you don't need a ticket. Get to Ohio. There's no tickets.
Juggalo. That's the gathering. That was the gathering. I know what you're referencing. That's the gathering, right?
Yo, and you know what? Much like we were talking about fresh baked cookies before, like a lot of times when you eat fresh baked cookies, you'll wind up coming home as the sun is rising, right? And
yes. Even
if I do not eat any cookies and the sun is rising, it gives me anxiety from all those times my tummy's been full of cookies as the sun is rising, right? And like when somebody says to me, it's all going to work out. It'll all work out. That gives me anxiety from those times where it's like, it'll all work out. And you know what makes me so mad? That's most of the time it inexplicably, through no skill or coercion or planning, just from absolutely dumb luck, a lot of times it did work out, which made me even madder than if it didn't.
I know. But here's the thing. Part of what makes you mad is that you know that it's gonna work out, but you don't want to acquiesce.
Just like the show 1 year ago, the 4/4 Brian birthday extravaganza. I did not believe that it was going to work out until it was 1 second into working out. I was like, this shit ain't going to happen. This shit ain't happening. And you know, Larry, to your credit, you gave us one of these. You gave us a little boost. As the master of ceremonies, you made sure that you had a chokehold on that event and that every single person, as the last note of the last thing was playing before our post-show extravaganza, you seamlessly let everybody in the building know that there was a show after the show. And without you, with two whites, with double toilet trouble, they would have dropped the damn ball. Thank you, everyone. Good night. Oh, whoops. I forgot. That's what would have happened.
You know, Pat, you're absolutely right.
I know.
You're absolutely right. Bro, I wanted that thing. That was my only Mania show that year. Mania was in New York or New Jersey.
Philadelphia.
Last year. Huh? Okay, Philly. My only thing I had all year was Shrek. I had RPW, but John Wayne Murdoch and Hoodfoot were like, "Oh, we don't want that black motherfucker in our locker room after he talked bad about the body, even though or SPO, even though I didn't."
Whole incident.
Yeah, even though I didn't. I just didn't say to the body, "Don't you talk about my friend like that."
You're an asshole.
You know? Yeah. So I was supposed to do Schlack, and then I was taking Ron Nemi to RPW. But then they were like, "No, Larry." But I still told Ron Nemi I would take him to RPW, so I took him. But that extravaganza, that hardcore shit in Philly that we did, the Saratoga Springs Day, It meant so much to me. It meant as much as the first spring break. It meant as much as spring break number 2. It meant as much as Bloodsport. It meant as much as all the shit I've ever done. Because I was like, wow, I'm at a point in my career where I just have one thing. One thing. And it's the thing that Schlack believes in me enough to be like, yo, are you doing it? And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing it. And then I subsequently didn't even do the RPW. I didn't even do it. I just drove Ron in a Mercedes Benz SUV. I just drove Ron from Baltimore up to Tremont. I took him to the parking lot. I was like, all right, bye. And then I left. And then I drove my ass back. I left and drove my ass back to Baltimore.
Last time Bald Steve saw you, Larry, it was in ringside Sean's backyard. You kissed my bald head, and I warned you, I'm a greasy Italian, but you kissed it anyway. And then you were like, did you slather your head in chapstick? Did Steve's greasy Italian bald head taste like chapstick?
It didn't taste like chapstick, but after I kissed him, I was like, I don't even need my chapstick.
You know,
I kissed him. I was already. Where's the thing? You think? I was already like, I'm vaped up, and when I kissed him, I was like, I don't even need no chapstick now. This motherfucker just set me up for success.
That was another event that you brought the beautiful Shine Bright Like a Christina Diamond. Shout out to you. Love you. I'm sorry that Larry got his dates mixed up. I'm not going to see you at the party.
Well, no, I didn't get shit mixed up. They switched that shit on me. Switched that shit on me.
I know. I'm just joking around. And, you know, thinking about 4-4 of last year, for those of you who don't know, it was Eat the Turnbuckle's final show. And they had, it was like the Thursday before the Mania festivities were starting. And it was Eat the Turnbuckle headlining their final show. And it was a great lineup. I think Ringworm, I know, was on it. Who else was on it? Municipal Waste, maybe? Bunch of great legendary bands. And Schlack told us that after the show, we could put on our own no-ring on-site Blvd Bullies challenge. And basically, Schlack said, hey, you guys come to the show, film whatever you want, do whatever you want, and after Eat the Turnbuckle's done playing, you can have your match. The original plan was we were going to do first time ever Low Life Louie and Madman Pondo. But then Low Life Louie couldn't make it. Madman Pondo was there, so we did Madman Pondo versus Hardcore Hillbilly. And both of these videos were filmed by Vincent Dudes. You can watch the on-site special with all of our pre-show interviews. You can watch the actual match in the videos section of this YouTube. Those videos don't have nearly as many views as for how much fun and planning went into it. So go ahead and give those a watch if you want to see what we're talking about and see the whole family together. See how happy we were, because in 4 short months from then, Sean would cut Macho Man tassels into his shirt and completely go off the reservation. And then 6 months after that, Brian would just unplug himself from all of life. Also, completely inexplicably.
Hey, Pat, can I just mention something to you?
Yeah.
1 year ago, what we were aiming for was Low Life Louie versus Madman Pondo. First time ever. And then when we didn't get it done on 4-4, we were like, oh, let's just do it in June. Pride Month. Larry, you can come up and we'll do Madman Pondo versus Low Life Louie. First time ever.
Yeah, because in our interviews with them, which you can also watch on the in the library of our 100 and almost 60 episodes, Low Life Louie and Madman Pondo both mentioned each other. So obviously we just pulled at that thread. We decided that we were going to try to make that happen.
Yeah, but Pat, the 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 binder, the trapper keeper of everything that I just said is Low Life Louie, fellow Sagittarius, Low Life Louie. You know, we wanted him for the 4/4 2024, and we wanted him for the 6th, the Pride 2024. And both times we couldn't get Lou.
We couldn't corral Lou.
I wonder if someone who watches this very podcast religiously.
Go on.
I wonder if one of the reasons that we couldn't get Low Life Lou to ever fucking do anything with us, because he was fine with doing a interview, you know, we got him for the interview. But I wonder if Low Life Lou never did anything with us because someone hates us and was like, I don't want Low Life Lou to fight Madman Pondo for the first time ever in this deathmatch thing of ours. I don't like Lou to fight Madman Pondo in this deathmatch thing of ours for the Blvd Bullies.
That would be a disgrace. It would be a joke.
I
wonder. And, you know, I feel like it's not just a problem in wrestling. It's a problem in all of life where you can ask somebody something, they will look at you, they will immediately think in their head, there's no way I'm doing this. And they'll look at you right in their face and be like, okay, I'll do it. Instead of saying like, I'm not going to do it because, you know, listen, Larry, we don't want you at Fart Wrestling Alliance because you're just too close to DJ and he's a competitor of ours. People just can't be honest. They can't be honest.
I had so much fun at the Eat the Turnbuckle show last year. I cried when I got back to the hotel like a bitch because I knew that was the highlight of WrestleMania weekend.
Hey, you know what? There is absolutely no shame in crying because in December of, wow, so long ago, 2018, maybe 2019, we, the Blvd Bullies had, in a 3-week span, or in a 2-week span, we refereed our first no-ring match versus a hero of our life, with our hero of our life, Matthew Tremont. Then
Stepfather.
Then we opened up the CZW Cage of Death.
Wow, I remember. I was so proud.
And
my
then,
dick was hard.
like 3 days after that, we drove to Buffalo and interviewed Andy Williams of Every Time I Die.
Tid the season.
And not only that, Larry, not through any of our wrestling connections, but because of a woman that I matched with on Tinder.
A woman that I matched with on Tinder. Not only was it my birthday and she invited me over to her house and gave December 15th.
WWF The Music record vinyl for my birthday out of her vinyl collection, but the day of Tid the Season, she was texting me like, hey, come to the green room. I have golden bracelets for you and your friends. So by the time my favorite band ever, Every Time I Die, was playing, me and the Bullies were standing right behind
Fellow Sag,
Andy Williams. Me and the Bullies were standing right behind the drums, as every time I played to 3,000 people. I had Josh Barnett to my right. I had Ricky Shane Page to my left. And we were all singing along to Every Time I Die. And after that whole show culminated, now listen, I was drinking Buffalo IPAs all day. But just that run of in 10 days, we did no ring refereeing with Matt Tremont, living legend. We did CZW Cage of Death pre-show, legendary. And then I got to stand behind the drums while my favorite band in my life played. I'm going to be honest with you. I after that, I went and sat on a gear case in the back by myself and cried. Because I was overwhelmed.
I cried this past Saturday night when a young woman that I went to high school with
died,
performed at an event that I was the host of. Pat, dude, I cried because I was like, I never knew in a million years that when I met you on the bus, the go to school bus,
yes,
that one day I would be like saying your name for you to do your shit. So I cried, and it's good. It's good to cry.
What event was this? You did a local music event?
I did a local. Let's just call it an anti-Trump rally. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
I did like a we are not for Trump shit.
We don't like him. That was the point of the show. We don't like him.
They were like, hey, fight fire with fire, you know? Like, they were like, we don't like you, so let's do our thing. And I was so happy. Now, on Friday the 18th, I'm doing a Trump rally. You understand?
Stop it.
on Saturday the 6th or 5th, I do a fighting fire with fire.
We don't like him.
And we don't like him. And then the next week, I do a straight up there's a rain no doubt. I love this land.
Who's I'm proud to be an American. Well, at least I know. Taste that McRib. Tastes like freedom.
But I'm not going to be able to hang out with you. Are you going to go?
I might come visit you.
Friday the 18th, no Saturday the 19th. I'm sorry, Ginzy. I'm sorry, Amanda. I am not up there on the Friday the 19th. I'm up there, or Saturday the 19th. I'm up there Friday the 18th. Just found out.
And I just found out I got to go to a Trump rally on the 18th, so I probably won't be able to make it the 19th either.
We go to 2 in. I'm not going to be getting back home to Baltimore till 7.
Because I'm proud to be an American. At least
I know.
Yeah, that song hits, dude. Especially right after 9/11, 9/12. Man, that song was dope.
Bro, you would walk into any 7-Eleven, and the second you open the door, because I'm proud to be an American.
It's still my ringtone, dude. 24 years.
Bro, I miss the hardcore hillbilly. You know, ever since Rob Blicker. And them have stopped. I don't get my daggone time. I'm gonna say as a former guest on the show, I miss Hillbilly.
He's a great guy. I miss him too. I won't forget the night where me and him and Homeless Jimmy all had cookies. Just were creeping around the hotel lobby. And then all of a sudden, breakfast was out. We had a nice breakfast together. Homeless Jimmy, great guy. Love him too. Did you see that Hardcore Hillbilly was on this Zach something podcast? There's a ginormously fat man who has a podcast. He's like huge. He's like massively fat. You know who I'm talking about. He was in like the new Jackass movie as like the new fat guy who
like he has hair. He has hair that like sticks out like Martin Van Buren.
No, that's the other fat guy. That's the
Okay.
that's the Tromaville fat guy. No, this
I don't know
fat guy,
Zach.
he's like the new Jackass guy who gets his like nuts punched. And anyway, he's got a podcast. You know, he's just a really just slovenly, morbidly obese, disgusting. Anyway, Hardcore Hillbilly was on this show. Hardcore Hillbilly, not a small man himself, sitting across from this gentleman on the podcast, looked like he was 185 pounds. Just relatively speaking, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't listen to it, but I'm sure it was great. And hey, the most important part is that he was on the show. And, you know, for that 4-4 show I keep mentioning, the year anniversary, we said, how funny would it be if Hardcore Hillbilly just wore a do-rag and camouflage and dressed up like Lowlife Louie, but instead of a shirt that said Park Slope, it said, like, Alabama. Alabama. You know? And Necro Butcher actually stepped in and he goes, no, nobody's going to get it. Nobody's going to get it. And if you're wrestling Madman Pondo, you owe it to yourself to be yourself, to promote yourself. Why would a guy who's about to bleed and take bumps and sacrifice himself dress like another wrestler? Nobody's going to get it. Nobody in this building knows who Lowlife Louie is. It's an internet joke. It's stupid. And don't do it. And I said, yes, sir, Necro Butcher, sir. Now let's eat these cookies.
Well, Necro has a tattoo of Master Yoda on one shoulder and a tattoo of a cannabis plant on the, or maybe they're one over the other.
Or maybe you were just really high one day and thought the cannabis plant was Master Yoda.
It is.
Good point. Good point.
It is.
Hey, speaking of how you are just a man of no morals at all and you'll just do an anti-Trump, then you'll do a pro-Trump. We were talking about, before you came onto the show, we were talking about how WWE is kind of like mini America now. You know? It's like last night on Raw, they had all the fucking Trump comedians. They had Kreischer. They had fucking Tony Hinchcliffe. You know, they had all these motherfuckers. And I think if WWE is mini America, which it absolutely is, then Cody Rhodes has got to be Trump. With his little blonde hair. Yeah, no? So I don't know. I guess I just want your comments on that. Do you look at WWE, which is doing all-time business right now, led by Cody Rhodes, and think to yourself, this is the end. This is it. This is mini America right now. Does it make you feel weird at all?
I don't watch WWE anymore.
Why? It's better than it's ever been. They have this chick on there, Rhea Ripley. She's awesome.
If it's better than it's ever been, you're welcome.
Thank you.
And now it's time for me to focus on FWA.
I thought they fired you. I thought they fired your ass. Replaced you with two whites.
No, they didn't. They didn't fire me.
No, they're just going in a different erection.
Yeah, they're going in a different direction.
Anyway, there's
Yeah,
something
I'm
very
doing-
unsettling about WWE these days. Tony Hinchcliffe is doing like a roast of WWE, and just to give us a little taste of his absolutely terrible, mean-spirited, Family Guy except not funny humor, he got on the broadcast. By the way, love Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee and Tony Hinchcliffe, nightmare commentary team. Nightmare blunt rotation right there. Nightmare fresh baked cookies evening times a million. But apparently Tony Hinchcliffe, because he loves to be controversial. He loves to be provocative. And apparently first joke, something about Big E's stiff neck. Something about like Big E's broken neck.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I
mean, Biggie commands quite an audience of the Ditimos. Do you understand? Do you feel me, bro? Like as far as my experience with Biggie is, he's great. But like all the Ditimos and them, a couple of the names that I won't say on the podcast, they're like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, okay.
Are we talking about the same Ditimo?
I only know one.
I only know one Dit.
Yeah, so like that type of backstage producer and person that isn't necessarily like an on-screen talent. I have only heard that they love Big E and what Big E does, and that maybe they'll write a joke about Big E into whatever, just so that Big E will be like, hey, thanks.
Tony Hinchcliffe went on to say the only thing stiffer.
I don't know who that is.
He's like
I do not know who that fucking person is. Whoever that is.
He's like you don't know what Kill Tony is? It's like a whole thing.
No, I do not, bro. I do not know what the fuck that is.
Well, you definitely didn't. You weren't going to hear about
it. I'm Larry Legend, CZW Hall of Famer, whatever the fuck that is.
Well, I'm just trying to help you assimilate on your show.
Bro, I don't need no motherfucking help, but I get it. Tony Hinchcliffe.
I'm just saying, Larry.
I don't know who that is. Everyone watching, I don't know who that is.
That's fine, Larry. I'm just saying that you didn't need to know who he was when you were announcing your friend who you went to high school with. But next week, when you're at the fucking other event, you should probably brush up on who he is because you need to assimilate. You're going to need to know who Shane Gillis is. You're going to need to know Joe Rogan. You need to know Hinchcliffe. These are pillars of the MAGA community, Larry. And if you want to go deep undercover, and you don't want to end up like Swerve Strickland at the end of AEW Dynasty, you better fucking smarten up.
Nope.
Anyway, this guy's like a roast comedian. He's from the Joe Rogan tree. He said, the only thing stiffer than Michael Cole is Big E's neck. And Big E tweeted that he was taking some strays, and he goes, look, I appreciate that. I guess my big age of 39 years old, people will say what they want to say about you. It's not, it's their opinion. It has nothing to do with me. It's not my business. Say what you want. He was given a mic. He was given the opportunity, and people will feel how they feel. It's just that there's a lot of discourse. Oftentimes, as a public figure, people say a lot of different things about you, whether they're jokes, whether they're not. And that's their right. I know that he says he's supposed to have an opinion about it, but he doesn't even really care. He's tiring having to weigh in on every remark. I'm not hurt. I'm good. I want the discourse to be had without me. I didn't sign up for this. Well, I mean, you did become a wrestler on television, so you might have signed up for it. But, he did what he wanted to do, and people signed off, and it has nothing to do with me, truly. So that's Big E, a.k.a. Big Head. If everybody loves Big E, I feel like I want to be a contrarian. I want to be like, fuck that guy. Stupid-ass, lame response.
I mean, I feel like the response is the ends to justify the means of why the joke was even made by this Trump guy who I never heard of.
I don't know
And
if
I guess-
these guys
And
are
I guess
Trump
what I'm
guys.
saying, the
I'm just
reason
saying
that I brought up Ditamo earlier is because Ditamo is savvy enough to be like, oh, let me write a joke about Big E in this guy's thing, because then Big E will do a big quote tweet of like all this shit.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's like a big nudge, like, hey, yeah, keep on.
Well, Ditamo
Sage.
works for AEW, but I think the one thing that Ditamo shares, and by the way, I don't know if these guys, Hinchcliffe or Shane Gillis or any of these guys are actual Trump supporters, but I'm just saying.
Then why did you say it?
The
I
fan
don't know
bases
who any of these people
two,
are. Why would you even say that then? I don't know who they are.
I'm explaining why I would say that. Because the fan bases of the two things I mentioned have a massive crossover. The Venn diagram, that middle part, the purple part is
Yes.
huge.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I don't know. Hey, you're enlightening me. I'm not trying to be like, bad, Pat. Bad. I don't know these guys.
They're assholes.
Yeah, Brian, hello, Joe. You said one name, I know Joe. You're kind of telling me these guys are like offshoots of Joe.
Yeah, they all come from the Joe tree. Yeah.
Okay.
And, once again,
Okay.
I don't think that Joe has any. I don't know about these guys' political fucking affiliations. I don't care or think enough about them or follow them enough to know. But I do know.
Joe don't care about dropping that N-bomb. I saw a TikTok of him just saying and
Are those Newport hundreds?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, dog. Yeah.
Throw up the noops.
You know what it
Noops
is? It's cross-promotional branding. It's Nike.
It's Nike. Put
Or
on those
Jordans.
Nike. Yo, why
Or
aren't there Newport dunks, dude?
They
are.
I think there are. There are.
Why don't I own them? Oh, because I don't want to wear green sneakers. Right.
They're
okay.
You gotta go to
$6,000.
Japan. Only in
There's-
Japan. Only
there's
available in
6,000.
Japan.
I feel like Japan is still very much pro-cigarette.
Indeed, they are. They lived till like 101. They lived to like 105, smoking cigarettes their whole life.
Yeah, cigarettes don't kill people. It's a vitamin.
The vitamins. It's
It's a
getting
vitamin.
off cigs that kill people.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
You get off the bad
That's
shit,
why
you
I'm
die.
concerned. I don't want to stop drinking. I don't want to stop eating fresh baked cookies. I don't
Don't
want to
ever
stop smoking Newport
anything. Don't
because
ever
I feel like
stop.
the
Don't
second
ever
I do,
stop. Don't ever
I'm going to
stop.
die.
You're going to die, no matter what. You're going
Wow,
to
look at
die.
that little fella.
Hold on, I want everybody.
We were talking
But
about.
Jason
Hey.
Bone.
Hey,
It's about Jason Bone.
I had an Undertaker bong.
Oh man.
It was like the sip cup. It was like the Undertaker sip cup, but it had a carb in the side where his hand was, and you get a glass carb. You put a little slide in it, and it just looked like I had a Stone Cold and an Undertaker sip cup bong.
Vince
Did you
McMahon
leave
had
it
a
on your
Stone
boat?
Cold and Undertaker dildo.
Did you leave it on your bone?
I gave them away to guys. I gave them away.
Should have said you left it on your boat.
Yeah, I accidentally left it on my boat.
I sold that too.
Rhinestone, do you know
Selling
who
wood.
Tony Hinchcliffe is?
Yeah, I watch Kill Tony religiously
You love
every Monday. Yeah, I love it. I like that. I don't know. People don't like it, but I like it. I like it.
Yeah, it's a
But
little too
Hinchcliffe?
abrasive for me.
Hinchcliffe on commentary was fucking atrocious. It was terrible. Let's not do that
What
again.
was he on commentary for, y'all? I don't know what was he on commentary for?
He
sorry.
was on for. I swear to God, Miz was in a match. Miz was in that match, I think.
Okay, say less.
Yeah, it was like a no. It was like
Say
a
less.
nobody gives a fuck. Yeah. Go to a bathroom match. That's what it was.
Where were they? Where were they that all these fucking entities appeared. Were they in Texas?
Yeah, Bert Kreischer. What the fuck was he doing?
I fucking hate that guy, dude.
I do too.
He's
a
so
bum.
fucking annoying. He's like
He
if
thinks
National
alcoholics-
Lampoon. He's like the National Lampoon guy that just like kept getting older.
Listen, he makes alcoholics look terrible.
See, I'd say that's the only
Listen.
thing I was saying before. That's the only thing I like about him is that.
Rain says here, I'm going to the bathroom.
All right, bye.
He makes you look bad. He makes alcoholics look terrible.
I don't know. He just makes it sound so simple, though. He's like, yeah, you
Look at
know, you
those
get up in
fuckers.
the morning, you have a little vodka soda.
I caught a glimpse of Larry's pants and I was amazed.
All right, bye, Larry. I guess they're gonna go to the bathroom together.
Sometimes you need somebody to hold it for you.
Why are you wearing a Jason Voorhees jersey and smoking a Jason Voorhees bong? Is it some kind of like, is there like a movie anniversary? Is like 4/8 the day that he died at Crystal Lake or something?
No, this is me. I like Jason. You know,
Is
I
Jason
like.
your favorite?
I would say yes. That's a hard yeah.
Over Mike Myers. I feel like you don't meet a lot of people who love Jason more than Mike Myers.
Listen, I'm one of those oddballs that like Mike Myers when Rob Zombie did it. When he stomped out the dude's head into the strip club.
Wow,
so
you like later Michael and not early Michael.
No, early Michael was a bitch. Seriously, like he really was. But what Rob Zombie made, he was a fucking anomaly. He was huge. He was made perfectly.
All those Rob
And I don't
Zombie
give a
Halloween
fuck.
movies kind of meld together in my mind.
That end sequence of the last one was kind of fucking, I don't know what was going on. Plus, I was on mushrooms, so it probably didn't help that I was watching that movie.
Most likely. You know, Danny McBride wrote some of those films.
Yeah, Danny McBride is very underappreciated. The Righteous Gemstones, if anybody's never seen that, you should go watch that fucking show because it's Danny McBride. It is fucking top notch.
Baby Billy.
Yeah, Baby Billy.
Baby Billy forever. What are some of your favorite things that happened in wrestling this week? I haven't even touched on any GCW, CCW, ICW.
Well, I feel like I'm a Kogar fan, so I might as well speak on it. I really am. I want to know, and I'm all for the ride for this kid's future. I know he's going somewhere good, but
To work
the
at Walmart
handshake-
probably.
No, he ain't going. No, come on now, Patrick. Come on now. The way the hatred for the Kogar is tough in you, man. It's terrible. It's terrible.
No, I just don't
You
like
hate creativity. You hate creativity. It's all right, you know.
No, I will give
I'm back.
him this. I mean, he is creative. He is proactive. He cares about what he's doing. And he, more likely than not, loves to sniff his own farts.
Well, of course. If you're that creative, you're going to sniff your own farts and be like, they don't smell too rainbowish today. You know, I got to change up.
You gotta sniff your own doo-doo.
Got to. You got to sniff your own shit. It's just like when you burp
Yeah.
internally and it smells like shit, you probably are sick.
So tell
True
us about
thing.
what Atticus Cougar is doing. What's he been up to?
So
Quit!
I truly feel the man has gotten signed somewhere and he ain't saying anything like normal
ID?
Kogar stuff.
WWAID?
I hope he did because the man fucking deserves it for everything he's done. But the handshake with Danny DeMonto, I'm gonna speak on it. I wonder how much was fucking paid for that because that looks so forced. But you gotta shake hands with the devil sometimes.
I saw that he had a very overly thought about, rehearsed, and delivered promo in the ring after his ICW match. You know, I know that he has a marble composition book somewhere. Dear Diary. You know, and
No.
so he goes, and so, of course, like, you know, because all of his failed lead singer hardcore lyrics he puts into his promos, he goes, I never wanted to be part of the noise. I wanted to be something louder. Ooh.
Okay, so yeah, the Kogar stuff, but I'm all for the ride of Swerve Strickland beef with Booker T. I'm all for it, but I only refer to Booker T as Black Snow because that's who he really is. That's Black Snow. You never seen him on commentary? Only man that ever called commentary while he was whooping ass. Black Snow. Booker T.
Before we move on to that, I want you to finish your thought about Atticus. I'm sorry that I shit all over him. So what did he say? Did he do like a retirement speech at ICW or something?
Yeah, he said he's walking away from ICW and he's walking away from Deathmatch completely.
So this match that he's got coming up at the spring break, Mask versus Career.
With Fuego.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah, Fuego. Whoa, stop the presses.
Career versus Mask. I mean.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Fuego del Sol, he is just some guy from the United States. So obviously he's not going to give up the deep and rich history and heritage of his mask, right? So then we're all assuming that Atticus is going to lose and retire and show up on fucking what's the reality show gimmick with fucking Booker T and Bubba Ray and The Undertaker?
Legends House.
Oh, he's going to show up on Legends House. He's going to be massaging fucking Hacksaw Jim Duggan on Legends House.
No, he said he's walking away and all that, and we're down to Kogar now. We got Otis, but Otis is, he's coming into himself, so.
Yeah, so I could see that Atticus leaves the death match to Otis, but then does Atticus wash up on the shores of AEW? Does he wash up on the shores of WWE?
I think TNA.
Okay. All right, I don't hate that.
TNA.
I mean, I think Atticus Cogar in WWE would be stupid because you have Joe Gacy.
I used to say the same exact thing way back in the day, but I don't think Addy could do the WWE thing. They would just lose him in transition. They would just lose him. TNA, you'd be perfect.
Well,
fucking him and Mance could run it back.
I mean, this is a different era, different administration, but they wanted to make Adam Cole a manager. So if they want to make Adam Cole a manager, what would they make Atticus Cogar? A referee? He's the punk rock referee?
Could be.
But I could see him on a TNA. I think that's actually likely.
I mean, AEW is going violent, so the world's most violent wrestler, it just is fitting.
World's most hot topic wrestler.
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Christ.
Yeah, so Booker T and Swerve hate each other.
I think it's great.
I think Swerve's an idiot.
Great. I think that match was stupid.
Yeah.
That match was stupid, just like the Bandito Chris Jericho eating split pea soup in a retirement home where he should be. Just throwing that out there. I don't give a fuck.
Did you watch this
Bandito
Dynasty?
Almost lost his match.
Did you watch this Dynasty pay-per-view? Did you keep up with it at all?
I watched bits and pieces of it.
So Will Ospreay defeats Kevin Knight in an Owen Hart quarterfinal match. Hurt Syndicate defeats the Learning Tree. Big Bill and Bryant Keith. Mercedes Moné defeats Julia Hart in an Owen Hart tournament thing. Death Riders, Claudio, Pac, and Wheeler defeat FTR, Rated FTR, and Cope. Did Cash Wheeler turn on Edge?
Yeah.
He pile drove him, right?
Yeah, they both did.
They both did, right? You can't turn Cash and not Dax. You got to turn them both.
No, that would make no fucking sense.
Yeah, because they suck without each other. Tony Storm defeated Megan Bain.
Tony Storm was talking about pussies and eating assholes and all kinds of stuff at the pre-show. The post-show, she was going nuts.
She loves to talk like that.
She's full porn star right now.
Did you see that Muscle Man Malcolm, friend of the Bullies, asked her what her Waffle House order is, and she just shut him down. She's like, I can't right now, Malcolm. This is stupid. Is it weird that Megan Bain and Penelope Ford are a team?
Yeah, I mean, after that Thunder Rosa spot, I didn't think they were ever going to rescue themselves again.
No.
That was terrible.
Kyle Fletcher defeats Mark Briscoe. Of course, Mark Briscoe can never catch a win, never catch a break.
That was a classic match, though. That was a good fucking match, though.
Yeah, because Mark Briscoe's awesome.
Yeah,
Mark Briscoe's like different and does different shit. I didn't watch it because, once again, like, I'm so exhausted sifting through the little nuggets of enjoyment in these long-winded, horribly produced, horribly written events of theirs. The luster's long gone for me, even in an ironic way. Ring of Honor World Title match. Title versus mask. Once again, the theory is proven. The long history and heritage.
Bandito almost did lose it at first, but it was overturned. So.
But instead there was a title change. Very, very low-rated match, 4.5 on Cage Match. And to what you just said, the highest-rated match of the night was Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe.
That was probably easily the match of the night.
Adam Cole defeats Daniel Garcia in a no time limit match and wins the TNT title. Have you guys seen the meme where somebody took the photo of Adam Cole holding up the TNT title and they just made the title 10 times bigger
Gigantic.
So that Adam Cole looks tiny?
Adam Cole looks terrible.
What's up with him?
It's just it's his genetics.
He looked good in NXT, though, I feel like.
He was on a sauce.
I feel like Britt Baker banged Christian and broke his heart, and he's a shell of his former self.
It's very possible.
I feel like that's what they say. Kenny Omega defeats Speedball Mike Bailey and Ricochet. Can I say something that might be controversial? I think Speedball Mike Bailey might be the lamest human being to have ever been born.
You're Jim Cornette.
No, I'm not. I think that I knew that Mike Bailey was the lamest human being that was ever born on this earth before Jim Cornette even knew who Speedball Mike Bailey was.
Do you think that Mike Bailey with the brown tights and the no shoes back in CZW when we first met him with Buck Spelmer? Remember when we met Mike Bailey with Buck Spelmer, who would throw up into people's mouths and shit?
Oh, yeah.
Remember Bucks and Mike Bailey? They both came around the same time. I feel like they were Kevin Steen, not necessarily students, but just like, hey, give this Southern French Canadian a look, like you gave me and El Generico a look way back in 2005. I feel like that they were that.
He's got a face that you want to pay to kick. But he's a good guy.
But
he does his stupid karate poses and he's supposed to be cool. He's stupid. And by the way, when I was growing up, everybody loved the fucking Power Rangers. I fucking hated the Power Rangers. Power Rangers were fucking lame, dude.
I didn't like that shit.
Spider-Man was fucking cool.
Well, you know what Power Rangers did, looking back on things with me, is they broke me away from cartoons. They kind of like, yeah, because like I liked wrestling all the time that I liked cartoons, but I remember it was kind of like a battle between Batman the Animated Series and Power Rangers for like, what is Larry gonna watch after school? And I used to just like the fights between the putties and the actual
Sometimes
Rangers.
All you have to do is get them to touch each other. Other times you got to kick the button in their chest.
The video games were good.
Yeah, Power Rangers was fucking lame. I think Power Rangers might have been my first step into contrarianism, where it's like everybody was just all about these Power Rangers. I'm like, nope, I'm not doing it. I am not doing it.
That was Lady Gaga. That was Lady Gaga for me. Yeah, Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga is 50 times as cool as the fucking Power Rangers.
But bro, I liked her before anyone liked her. I was like, oh, I found some shit no one's gonna know about. And then everyone knew about her, and I'm like,
fuck her.
ah.
I was like that with Zach Galifianakis. I loved the Zach Galifianakis Purple Onion Netflix thing. It was like the first ever Netflix stand-up. Zach Galifianakis, nobody ever fucking heard of him. And then once he was like the guy with the shirt and the baby and Hangover, I'm like, well, okay, time to not like this guy.
It's over. It's over. I knew about him.
What about you, Rhinestone? Do you have a scenario like Gaga?
I don't have to pick up my godson, but I'm going to go now because Rhinestone's here. I'm going to go.
Why are you going to go?
Because I have a lot of shit to do.
Wow. Okay.
Bye, Larry.
And we don't do my favorite part anymore.
You want to do it?
Has anyone claimed the Apple Watch Wolf Gray or
the Ninja Turtles?
Look. Okay, I'm ready to mail this. My favorite part is dead.
Okay, cool. So not only are you going to leave, you had to, insult us on the way out. Okay, cool.
Get me the information so I can look.
It's rewound. It's all good.
It's all rewound. It's ready to go.
Bro.
Just pop and drop.
Yeah. If you have I want to send this out, and I want to bye, Bald Steve. Thanks for lighting up our chat. Yeah, I gotta do stuff, and
you should have just lied and said you had your godson. Why'd you say you didn't have your godson and then leave early?
I'm staying.
You should just lie.
Oh,
yeah. Like, oh, guys, I gotta leave. I gotta leave at 8:30. Pick up my godson. You just lie. Instead, you hurt our feelings.
Let's talk about mainstream, and then I'll go. Can we talk about? Are we talking about mainstream?
You don't even know what we're talking about.
Whatever you want to talk about, Larry.
All right, all right. Rhinestone, you're in the driver's seat now. You're the man now, dog.
Oh, too bad. I was just gonna get to your favorite part of the show.
Are you really doing it?
I'm clicking it now. I just typed into Google. Larry's favorite part of the show. And look at this, Larry. Check this out. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 comments. You'll be out of here like skippity doo-dah.
Listen, I would be picking my godson up right now. I've got to go.
It's just funny because all these comments compliment Larry and talk about Larry. It'd just be a shame for you to not hear them.
Your ears are just going to be ringing the whole time you're gone.
Yeah, you know?
I love you. Bye.
Bye. Have fun picking up your godson.
I don't have to pick him up.
Oh, so you should have just lied.
No, I'm not a liar.
All right, I'm deleting all these comments that compliment you.
No! Read the comments now!
ZMZO5030 from last week says, just finished watching through the 7 show. Kevin Gill and Larry were on fire all night. Larry, did you feel like you were on fire all night?
What show are they referencing? Which one?
Free on YouTube, 9 o'clock it was, Larry. That's what it was. That was 7.
It was 7.
Which
Doors
one?
8,
Chicago
or
New Jersey? 7. Which one? Chicago
the one
New
where
Jersey?
Kevin Gill was sick.
Shikugu.
No, that's New Jersey. That's New Jersey. That's New
All
Jersey. Bro, we were on fire because Kevin Gill told me he was sick. So I was like, oh, bro, just give me my sound bites. Add your little Kevin Gill shit. I got it. And, bro, I fucking was like, I want a goddamn motherfucking DDT on the stage.
Yeah, you were going crazy. Yeah,
because I got this. I got this. If you're sick, if you're drunk off White Claw, whatever. I got it.
Salamoni Pizzeria 3349 says, "Don't bring Brian back on. His absence feels great in deathmatch. No unnecessary drama 2025."
Shh.
That sounds like Donald Holland.
Larry, I'm just upset that you don't have somebody to yell at instead of me.
I like yelling at him because he didn't know anything. He didn't know anything. He didn't know anything. And he was always like, "Oh, like, bro, you just got here. The fuck, bro, you just got here."
Young whippersnapper. Young whippersnapper.
Yeah, I love the zeal. I love
He flew too close to the sun.
I love you digging your heels into the soil and getting buck like a bully. But bro, shut the fuck up.
So funny. One of our close friends who is a promoter used to text me and say how much he hated Brian's opinions and the way that Brian goes about things. And I'd be like, hey, I'm just letting him be him. And then eventually I think the person who would text me that got so disenchanted and disenfranchised with just all of indie wrestling. He was like, fuck it. Let Brian do whatever he wants. Burn the whole thing to the ground. I don't give a fuck.
Do y'all think Seth freaking Rollins is silly or best for biz?
I think that he's got some interesting things going up. He said to Paul Heyman that now Paul owes him a favor. So did you see this, Larry? The favor that CM Punk told Paul Heyman that Paul Heyman owed CM Punk the favor. It was that for the triple threat WrestleMania Night 1 main event, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, is that Paul Heyman will be in CM Punk's corner, strategizing, advising, in the corner of CM Punk rather than Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns says, tell him no. Paul Heyman goes, I can't do that, my tribal chief. And then I guess the other night, in between Burt Kreischer and Tony Heathcliff, that what happened? I guess Seth Rollins attacked or confronted Paul Heyman, got Paul Heyman in a compromising position, and demanded that now he is owed a favor from Paul. Am I right on this, Rhinestone?
It was fucking corny. That's what it was. It was fucking corny. What favor is he gonna ask that Heyman's not present at ringside?
Yeah, yeah. It's like, oh, you owe him. And by the way, like, you don't just bully owing a favor out of somebody. Because then Paul Heyman will be like, okay, I'll owe you the favor. He'll agree to it, then he just won't do it. Just like Low Life Louie coming on our show and wrestling for us.
Paul Heyman said that the way that you get things over and implant it into the psyche of the audience is 1, 2, 3. He said that if you're delivering a promo and you want people to remember what you're saying and you want them to be like, oh, that guy, it's a simple formula of 1, 2, 3. So all of these guys all say that Paul Heyman owes them a favor.
Yeah.
It's 1, 2, 3.
Well, Axel Nose says that I wish Paul Heyman would lay everyone out and win the title at WrestleMania. It would be much better than anything that they have planned or cooking right now.
What would his finisher be? What would his finisher be? Splash?
Middle rope splash.
Leg drop. Leg drop.
No, he would hit you with the cell phone, dude.
Yes, Pat. Yes. Yes.
Smash you with an iPhone.
Yeah. Yeah. Pat, great call. Great call.
The Bronco Buster in the corner.
Solomon.
You're saying shit that would look funny.
The Bronco Buster in the corner.
Yeah, you know what? That might be it. That might be it. That's Paul Heyman's finisher, the Bronco Buster.
Do that shit. Run and jump on a motherfucker in the middle of the bottom rope and fucking. It would look so bad. It would look like Vince taking the stunner.
Stink
That
face,
shit
then?
would be priceless. I bet you wouldn't blow both hammies out.
I gotta go.
Oh, too bad,
wait,
because
more
there's
comments?
other people who have other
All right,
comments
let's
about
hear
Larry
'em.
here.
Let's hear him.
The pizzeria comes back and says $40 GCW ICW. Wow, those cheap fucks. All caps. Larry is worth more than that. 100 plus easy.
Well, I used to have a lot of friends, Pat. You know what I'm talking about? I used to have a lot of friends. And now I'm only about that DJ Hyde, that business. That business.
Lucha Libre says, Pat, man, we had you motivated for some weeks, and now I watch the show religiously every week. But, bro, obviously it's important to Larry. If not, he wouldn't be there. And the poor cowboy in the middle of all that. This is a direct response to how badly you were arguing with me, and it was totally your fault last week. I miss Brian and Sean as well. Hope I am getting worked here. We all know you don't want to hear it, but you have to get out there and do the stuff you love. I'm doing it. I mean, I feel like you were trying to tell me that the show is bad, but never actually came out and said it. So I'm going to pretend that it's still a good show.
All right.
Larry, you okay?
Next comment.
What? That's all the comments. What was your favorite one? Is it the one that said that you were great on commentary, or was it the one that said that... Oh, there's one more comment. John Richter, can you guys please smoke PCP or salvia right before the show? Love you guys. And I replied to that, I think Larry already does.
I do. No, I do ketamine.
I'll smoke PCP.
Yeah, you twisted my arm. I'll do it.
All right, you do the salvia, Pat. I'll do the keta, Lar, and you do the PCP, and we'll come on.
So, Larry, I would only imagine that you've narrowed down the two winners to either the one that says that you deserve a lot of money or the one that says that you were great on commentary. Which one of those are you going to send the Apple Watch band and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles video cassette to?
Were there 4 comments or 5?
There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 comments.
Even better. Whatever the third comment was, they win.
Solid Money Pizzeria, 3349, $40, GCW, ICW. Wow, cheap fucks. Larry is worth more than that, $100 plus easily. We'll take some of that April 18th money and pay for that shipping and ship the pizzeria a nice combo of VHS cassette tape and Apple Watch Wolf Gray Band. All right, Larry, you're
I
gonna be
ain't
late.
shipping it unless I get that April 18th. That's why I'm doing it.
Well, it is 8:57, so you should probably leave within the next 3 minutes so you don't
All right,
remind
bye,
me that it's
y'all.
9:01.
Bye.
All right, bye, Larry. Thank you.
Send your address so I can send you your stuff.
Send
Love
us
you.
the address, either Larry's DMs or our DMs on all the social medias. Bye. Bye, Larry.
Bye.
Nice TJ Tony shirt. Lame.
I stole it from Worcester. I stole it up in Worcester.
Out of a garbage can?
It was in the locker room.
So it's pretty much all she wrote. Yo, I went to a legal dispensary, Elite Cannabis, the other day,
Yeah.
and I was lost, dude. I don't know what to buy.
Yeah, I don't like those big dispensaries that there's too much shit in. I like the little, like, mom and pop dispensaries.
You know, they have displays. It's like, oh, this is from a farm in upstate New York, and this is their little weed, and then they have like a whole list. It's like buying beers. You know, it's like these beers.
What did you
it's
get?
Like, it's like all these small batch beers, all these small batch weeds. I'm going to start ordering them just by percentages like I do with my beers.
Like weed? Like the THC
Yeah, it's like, oh,
potency and shit?
33%, 26%.
Oh, yeah, you have to. That's how I do it.
I'm just going to be like, give me the 50%.
Yeah, I want the highest shit you got there. And then they tell you, oh, you need to slow down with that shit. And it's like, no, I don't. Don't tell me what I need to do.
Yeah, there's like diamond encrusted, cotton candy flavored fucking. I just told the girl, I'm like, give me one bougie one and one cheap one.
What did you get?
I just got like 2 pre-rolls. You know, one was $18.
I went to the dispensary today and spent like $280.
So what did you get? Tell us your haul.
I always get like 2 things of dabs, like 2 grams, 2 of those. And then I'll get an ounce and then an eighth and then 2 vape pens.
Nice.
It's about 2.
See, I've never gone to the pens because I feel like the pens would kind of ruin my tolerance. Because it's like then I would just be sipping on these pens all day long. I would always be high. And the more I sipped, the more my tolerance would build. So I would just be sucking down these pens. And to the point where like, it's like the 9% beers. It's like I can never drink a Bud Light again. I've drank so many 9% beers that I can never have a Bud Light and enjoy it. I feel like that same thing would happen if I started doing pens.
The vapes are for travel. That's how you got to look at it. If you go somewhere out in your car, your vape's easier. Can't be bringing like a bowl with you or anything like that. Like, yeah, I like rolling blunts, but I don't want to do that in the car. You got your vape pen. It's easier that way.
Wow, you just gave me a memory unlocked of me like driving with my knees and like breaking up.
Yeah.
Rolling a blunt while driving.
Yeah, and it's like 2:00 in the morning and there's fucking deers everywhere and you're rolling that blunt. Yeah. Vape pens change.
Probably the only reason I'm even alive these last 5 years is because I haven't been driving.
Well, we used to do that with CDs. Remember that? We used to do that with CDs and shit. You got your whole fucking CD book.
You gotta go through the book.
You gotta flip through it. Yeah. Yeah. Then you smash into somebody's ass end.
Because you're trying to find a compact disc.
Yeah. It was always the same one every time.
The frugal people my age are starting to smoke sprayed garbage. Wow.
Sprayed garbage.
Hey, how long does that $280 haul last you? Steve wants to know in the chat.
It lasts about a month and a half, I want to say. I got some discipline, but sometimes I'll just blow a whole ounce in 2 days.
Yeah, you know, I feel like it's always been a goal of mine to be like, okay, I'm just going to spend this much money this month and buy in bulk and I'm going to just make it last the whole month. And it just winds up being either at the few times I've done that, I've just smoked it all because it's just there. And I'm just smoking more. And then it used to be like, okay, I'll try to get like a 50 a week, like an eighth a week. And it's like, okay, well, I wound up smoking 2/8 a week. But now I smoke a lot less, but now I'm buying pre-rolls for like $10 a joint, which is like the most expensive way to do it.
Well, our dispensaries in Erie, Pennsylvania is a lot different because they only sell you ounces of the shit that is like in demand all the time. Their ace are the ones that come in and you got to pay attention because there'll be shit you never even heard of. So Erie fucks you over sometimes. And they skimp us a lot.
Do you weigh,
like,
when you get home?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because I found when you're there. Because if you're weighing when you get home, you can't just go back and be like, oh, it was short.
You think you should be able to fucking do that with a medicinal place. Like, I should be able to bring in a scale and weigh my shit up right there. But it's not the way it flies.
It should be like a deli or like a fish market. Like, put it on the scale for me. Let me see you. I want that. Bag it up. Bag it up for me.
Yeah. A delicatessen. I'm fine with that.
I'll take a quarter pound of white American cheese.
The Aki way.
And an eighth of fucking marijuana weed.
Marijuana sandwich.
So okay, final thoughts on wrestling. You got anything you're looking forward to? Anything you hate? Did you see the Charlotte Flair Tiffany Stratton thing? That's been kind of sweeping the internet.
Yeah, that shit was her comeback at the end was very lame by Charlotte.
Charlotte Flair has always been lame and easily flustered.
Yeah, she's definitely out of her fucking swords completely. That 3 times with Andrade. I've never once gone back and bought my old TV back at a yard sale. Not one time.
What, you're saying that they broke up? They got back together 3 times?
Yeah. 3 fucking times they got married, I think. 3 times.
No, the 3 times was that she's been married 3 times. She's 0 for 3 with marriages in general.
She married Andrade twice.
Really?
Yeah.
So she's 0 for
She
4
married Andrade
marriages, because I
twice.
think there were 3 dudes, 3 marriages, and 2 without. So that's 0 for 4 marriages, 3 dudes.
I don't know. Now she's with a guy that looks like Cliff Huxtable.
I saw that.
Yeah, like I don't know what the fuck she's on.
I feel bad for her, honestly.
Whatever she's on, she lost her ass completely.
She
Her
never
ass
had.
is
She always
gone.
had a very flat butt.
NXT though, she had a butt, but now it's like somebody smacked her with a backpack full of bricks.
I feel like my heart goes out to Charlotte Flair because there's probably a lot of trauma involved with being Ric Flair's kid. You know, there's probably a lot of generational trauma there and like deep-seated issues. And you think about it, her fucking brother died. There's like another fucking huge thing that fucks with you. And
Doesn't her sister not even fuck with him or something? Doesn't she got a sister that doesn't even really fuck with the family at all?
And yeah, they have like estranged family members. You know, you remember when Ric Flair yelled at the guy for being Egyptian at the restaurant?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think whatever's going on with her, I think she obviously cares a lot. Like she reads every tweet, I feel like, you know, and like really cares.
How do you think she feels about John Cena about to break her daddy's record? Because you know internally she wants to be that person that breaks it.
Well, it seemed like that was the direction they were going. But I feel like if she did it as a woman, they would still pop the confetti and celebrate it just the same. You know, like I think John Cena can beat it, and then Charlotte Flair can have her record as well. Well, not really, because it's really all time. It's not all time, because I think she might be close to the all-time women's record. She's had the title like 12 times already.
Yeah, she's very fucking close to it.
I don't know. You know, and there's all these talks of how she gets like plastic surgery. You know, she gets like a lot of facial surgery and like, you know, a lot of breast surgery.
She looks terrible though.
She does
She
not
looked
look
terrible
good.
the first night she came out. She looked like something out of He-Man.
After the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, she looked like something out of He-Man.
Yo, and if you go back and watch that promo the night after the Royal Rumble, it was also very not good.
Yeah,
and
she
like,
ain't writing that.
And
Whoever her writer
she,
is.
I think she can't think on the fly. I think in that promo, just from what I remember, she was, I think, expecting to get a hero's welcome. And the fans were still kind of divided on her. And then she got into the whole, like, you don't know how hard it was for me to have my injury. And they're like, boo, shut up. And, like, she just completely fucking folded. And anytime the fans don't react the way she is expecting, she'll go off script and be like, oh, okay, haters. Or, you know, some shit, you know.
Yeah.
So she's always been very easily rattleable.
She's just, I don't know. She might have lost a step, but still Charlotte Flair.
She went on the talk show. Did you see she went on like Wendy Williams or some shit? She like talked about her marriages and talked about how you know she's worried about what everyone thinks of her and how she's embarrassed. Like she's more upset that she's embarrassed that her marriage has failed rather than like her marriage is failing. You know what I'm saying?
I totally get it. She can't be easy to deal with. Absolutely no fucking way she's easy to deal with.
You know, I'll never forget after SmackDown 1001 at the Prudential Center. We were at the diner, And Charlotte Flair was sitting right over there. And I was going to send her a cake that said, "Congratulations on SmackDown 1001." And I think that would have opened the door for me marrying her.
Yeah, why didn't you do it?
I didn't do it because I was with somebody who didn't want to be embarrassed because they worked together.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, if I was just a fan, I could have done it, but I was with a person who, like, has to work with her. So, like, please don't do that. I'm like, okay, I understand.
I would like to have a cake delivered to my fucking table. Like,
That's a pretty G move.
Yeah, that's what the hell.
And that was the whole gimmick, is that, you know, the WWE was making such a big deal out of SmackDown 1000. And then, like, the next week they were in the Prudential Center. So the whole Bullies gimmick was like, SmackDown 1001. It's like 1000, except one better. So that was like the whole thing all night. Yeah, and I always, when I heard that she got divorced again, I said to myself, man, you know, I wouldn't have fumbled it. She needs to date a non-wrestler.
I don't think she can.
It's just a skinny weirdo like me.
Skeletor. Skeletor.
Yeah, so I guess what happened with her and Tiffany Stratton was that there was a promo that was scripted between the two of them. They're fighting at WrestleMania. It's kind of like old blonde versus young blonde. You know, I guess they're kind of positioning it like, I'm a younger, better version of you. Tiffany Stratton is telling Charlotte Flair she's washed and old and haggard, which might not be that far from the truth. And I guess the story was that Charlotte Flair was supposed to lead the promo, but she got rattled because the fans, like, were telling her to shut the fuck up and all this stuff, and then, you know, like, they weren't reacting in the way that Charlotte Flair was expecting. So she got rattled, and she went off script, and I guess got a little too personal, and then fucking Tiffany destroyed her.
Yeah, she flamed her pretty good. She was like something on the context of, after WrestleMania, I'm going to leave you like your real life, 0-3.
Yeah. And that no matter how much you win,
then Charlotte chased her down and said, yeah, that's why Ludwig's in my fucking DMs or something, and she got no response.
No response. For the first time ever, a man was accused of cheating, and nobody believed her. Nobody believed it.
And the fact that Andrade is in that locker room is probably amuses him even more.
Well, did you see Andrade came out and tweeted? He was like, oh, you know, she's a good person. He, like, defended her.
He's going to. He's going to. But he's still getting a chuckle, I guarantee it, after that response.
He's like, oh, Dios mío.
Yep.
But wasn't it like that Andrade had like a secret family or something? It wasn't like her fault, really. It was like she found, like, Andrade had like a secret South American family.
That was the first time.
Oh.
And then they rekindled and they got fucking married again and redid their vows. And then I think he fucked up again or something. Or she hooked up with the Cliff Huxtable guy. I think she hooked up with the Cliff Huxtable guy. And then Andrade said, no mas.
Poor Charlotte Flair. I really do feel bad for her. Do you think she's going to win, though? I think she's still going to win the match.
No, there's no way. They're letting her win that match now. If they do, it's just because of her name, like always.
Well, her name is worth something. She's a blonde-haired.
But you can't let her win You can't let her win after that fucking bomb. She bombed terribly. You got to ride the heat.
Nah, they should just have her win. Fuck it.
Mance Warner should show up.
Kaiser comes out and helps her.
Mance Warner should show up and kick them both in the head.
You would like that. You would subscribe to TNA Premium if it was just Mance and Atticus Cogar.
It's it. I'm sold. I'm good. I could die early.
Sign up for TNA Plus. Fucking
That's all I need.
Red carpet, meet and greets.
I have a cinematic value, and then I just have an ass kicker. So I'm good.
Cinematic value.
Stop it.
The only thing you need to take black and white photo is black and white film. Think about that
He's
one.
done that before. I think he's done that before.
Yeah, I'm sure he carries around a Polaroid camera everywhere he goes for his fucking
It's just
memory box.
That's artistic as fuck. That's artistic as fuck.
Collects Fuji film in his little camera.
I bet you. Oh, it's
Probably,
not taking him 8
develops his own
hours,
photos in his dark room.
and it's probably not 8 hours that it takes him to do this stuff either.
Why is it long? Does it usually take 8 hours?
No, he probably does it real quick.
You ever work in a dark room before, like high school photography class or college?
Yeah, that was where I first got caught smoking weed the first time. We was
In the dark
in a
room?
dark room. And, yeah.
Come on, dude.
Hey, senior year, I didn't really care at that point. I fucking had a joint in my fucking pocket. I lit it up in the dark room.
Have you ever been like developing photos of a painting that you took, and then because the painting is haunted, the photos catch on fire in the dark room, and then when you try to leave, the door's locked, and you think that you might like suffocate and die?
What movie is that?
That happened in Ghostbusters too.
I never saw that one.
Wow. Well, yeah. What is your problem? Have you seen Ghostbusters 1?
Of course.
You never saw 2?
I never did. I never did.
I get up higher and higher.
I was too busy watching movies like Players Club and shit back then.
Think about how many wives of Ric Flair she had to meet too. She probably didn't meet as many as you think. Yeah,
no, she probably knew every single one of them. She probably knew every one of them.
I think that the real villain here is Ric Flair.
It's that airplane.
It's the helicopter on the airplane.
It's the airplane that's haunted him for his whole life, and
he was like, "Hey, sorry, no birthday gift for you this year for your Sweet 16. I have to buy a pair of $1,000 shoes so that I could go to wrestling and say that I have $1,000 shoes. So, no Christmas."
I still think it's fucking hilarious after that whole airplane ride from hell. Nobody gave a shit about Ric Flair. He got mild hatred, but everybody hated Tommy Dreamer for that whole show. He was like, fuck Dreamer, that piece of shit. Like, they hated him after that shit.
Oh, because Tommy Dreamer, like, defended Ric Flair. He was like,
yeah, but
he was just boys being boys. Everybody on the show, all the talking heads were like, yeah, he's an asshole, he's disgusting. You know, it was horribly uncomfortable. And Tommy Dreamer's like, you know, hey, I wasn't even there, but I don't care. He's fine. The guy's fine.
Yeah, whatever.
It's Ric Flair.
It's Rick being Rick.
Tommy Dreamer is one of the all-time worst.
He says a lot of stupid shit, but, you know, it comes with fucking blows to the head.
Yeah, CTE,
you know what I mean?
I was just going to say.
Yeah, it hurts, and it makes us say retarded shit.
Yeah, he's an idiot. All right, I guess that's really it.
Not artistic.
Dr. Redacted on GCW. Awesome. Love to see it.
Yeah, he sat on Andy Lawler's ass after he knocked him over.
That was an amazing photo. He like pushed Andy Lawler, like cannonballed into him, and Andy Lawler somehow ended up like falling over with his legs in the air, and Dr. Redacted sitting perfectly on his chair.
Did you see the creepy guy that was sniffing Redacted before he came around the corner?
I did see that. What's that guy's problem?
I don't know. Redacted made a silly face. Like, who the fuck is this fucking guy smelling me? And he straight up sniffed him. He didn't know what to do, so he just started sniffing Redacted. And then Andy Lawler got blasted on his ass.
You know, you love to see yourself with some Redacted. Also, over the weekend, you know, I mean, listen, 5-way scramble match. You got to build Fuego. You got to build him. So Fuego beats a bunch of guys in a scramble featuring Jimmy Lloyd. Effie defeats Tony Deppen. They smashed each other's crotches into their faces, which was expected. Tony Deppen's awesome.
Did they puke on each other?
No, it was just dick smashing.
Oh, that's not a real Effie match then.
You know who I ran into the other day, or actually at the ball game? Do you remember a wrestler from the East Coast named Jaden Vallow?
I do.
Jaden Vallow came up to me. Jaden Vallow doesn't wrestle anymore. He hurt his knee very badly, and he fell in love and just decided to walk away, much like Atticus Kogar. And Jaden Vallow came up to me. He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I said, "Hey, are you okay? Is everything? I love you. Good to see you." I was really happy to see him, and I said to him, if you were still around, you would be WWE ID and not Marcus Mathers. You know what I mean? Marcus Mathers kind of filled the Jaden Vallow vacuum a little bit. They were like parallel on their rise. Jaden Vallow was having all these big matches on the East Coast, getting a lot of notice, getting a lot of, he's a young prospect. And I truly believe that if Jaden Vallow didn't get hurt and stayed in wrestling, that he would be WWE ID and not Marcus Mathers, who got beat by Jonathan Gresham over the weekend as well.
Wasn't he the very first WWE ID, Marcus?
He was one of the first. Who else is it?
Zeta was the first.
Zeta Steel is one of them. Aaron Rourke, who I've announced that Outlaw is one of them. Marcus Mathers. I don't really keep up with it. I still don't understand the concept or why I need to care, but I don't, so it's all good.
I don't feel you really have to care unless you're a promoter.
Yeah, you probably need to have your finger on the pulse and know what it's all about if you're the promoter. But
it lights up your promotion if you have one of them on it.
Does the WWE ID guys draw one single extra person?
Half of them don't. We'll be real. Half of them don't. I've worked a lot of Zeta Steel shows, and I mean, she don't draw that much, but yeah, men like to look at her. Let's just be realistic. Men like to look at her, but they're not gonna pay fucking $50 to go see her.
I mean, there are probably some fans that will. I feel like those type of fans would rather spend money to go meet and greet with them and get a nice photo.
Yeah.
Than they would going to see them wrestle. Those
like
type
Squared
of fans,
Circle Expo. Squared Circle Expo I'm doing in Indianapolis. They're fucking Anna Jay sold out within like 24 hours. She was just announced to be there. Within 24 hours, she was sold out for every photo op.
Are you doing that? Are you working that?
Yeah. 25th, 26th. Indianapolis.
Nice. Do you have Mania plans?
I don't know as of yet. I don't know right now. Gotta figure out what the fam's doing first. I don't know.
Yeah, well, and also, Philly's like a little hop, skip, and a jump. To fly to Vegas is no cheap thing, Hotel and
Plus
accommodations are probably double, if not triple, what they were to Philly.
Everything in Vegas is going to be skyrocketed in price, too. Everything. So that's not going to be no cheap-ass shit for that whole thing.
Yeah, I've never had any desire to go to Vegas because I just know I don't have enough money to have the type of fun that I would want to have.
That's why I've never gone there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I going to do? Just walk around and buy
I think I'll end up homeless there. I would end up homeless and broke. Guaranteed.
Just laying on the sidewalk full of fresh-baked cookies.
Yep, guaranteed.
You lose track of time. Like everything's like you just lose track of time. You leave the casino, it's daylight. You leave the casino, it's nighttime. You leave the strip club, it's the afternoon.
I would try to get a residency at a strip club. That's probably what I would try to do.
Like as the DJ?
I'll be like, I'll just live here and I'll just camp out. I'll be your DJ queen.
Yeah, I'll sweep and mop, and I'll just sleep in on a cot.
Because I'm flat broke and I've ruined my life and I have no other options. So please let me do this.
I'll just take like a small stipend that they give you, put it on the slots, just keep trying to hit it big.
Like a Trump stimulus check.
I feel like that is not a bad life.
No, nah, you're living, and
hey, one day you might hit it.
You might fucking hit it, and then you can move the fuck out of Vegas or lose it all again, like I would probably do. I'd be like, all right, I made it big. Now I'm going to win this all.
Double down.
I'd be Chevy Chase. I would be Chevy Chase. That's what I would be.
Amazing. Love it. Yeah. Oh, and what else happened? Jey Uso or Jimmy Uso got major blood. Did you like the Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, Walter blood?
Yeah, he got bludgeoned pretty bad. I like seeing bloody Gunther. I like seeing that shit. I mean, I'm a Walter guy. I always appreciated Walter
yeah,
when he was
yeah.
bigger,
Fat
but
Gunther.
I appreciate Gunther does. But I still am lost with the whole Jey Uso Gunther WrestleMania. I'm lost.
I think Gunther's got to win.
I would hope he would win, but there's no way in hell they're gonna let him win. There's just not. They're
Well,
gonna get
okay.
that pop from Jey Uso.
If you're gonna get Jey, first of all, if Jey Uso, if he becomes a champion, he's got to wear the title around his waist so he can still yeet. He can't hold the title and yeet. And furthermore,
That's true. Yeah,
if he does become a
that.
champion, I guarantee you that belt is going to fall off of him one day when he's yeeting. It's going to be a whole.
I mean,
blooper.
he could hold it and then yeet at the same
Yeet
time.
with the title.
But...
Okay, fair. I could see them having Jey win.
merch sales are going to go through the roof.
But either Gunther's got to win or John Cena's got to win.
Cena's going to win. He's getting to win. We all know this.
I really hope he does. I really, really hope he does.
There's no other way. There's no other way, Patrick. There's no other way.
Oh, that'd be great. WrestleMania heel ending?
It's got to be. Or it could be a whole fucking finagle the whole time, and John Cena goes right back to face again, says, fuck it. It was all a ruse. I gave you what you wanted. I'm out of here. Fuck it.
That'd be awesome.
That's what I want. I want Cena to win it, drop it, and walk out like Shane Douglas.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Did it.
Ric
I'm
Flair, Hulk
Peacemaker.
Hogan, Bruno Sammartino. They can all kiss my ass.
And then just drop it and go.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I really want that to happen too. What do you think, and this will be what we close on, what do you think's going on with The Rock? You know, they had The Rock give
He's
Cena
making
the signal to turn Cena heel. The Rock commanded Cena to turn heel. And we haven't heard anything from The Rock or Travis Scott. And furthermore, the two guys, Cody and John Cena, who are building this match that they're going to have, they haven't even mentioned The Rock or addressed why The Rock mind melded John Cena into turning bad guy. Do you think that The Rock in real life behind the scenes has some kind of blow up, blow out, blow off? Like walked out? Or they kicked him out?
What I think, no, I think this is all part of the plan. He's finishing that Mark Kerr movie. I know he's doing that. He's finishing that whole fucking movie right now.
The MMA movie thing?
Yeah. The Mark Kerr autobiography.
There's no way that movie's going to be good.
It's going to be pure shit. Pure shit. Because Rock fighting, that's not going to look right.
Well, it's kind of like Tropic Thunder, where that's like he's putting on all the facial prosthetics, and it's going to be like his Oscar movie. But I think everyone's going to look at it and be like, this is dumb.
And it's going to be terrible.
And it's going to be so serious that it's going to be hilariously bad.
I truly think that The Rock and Travis Scott are going to be the reason why John Cena wins the belt. That's what I think. And then Cena's just going to turn on him. And then it's going to be Rock Cena for the belt somehow.
Monday.
It's going to be, it's going to be Rock. It's going to be Rock at some point. We're all going to have to grin and bear it. It's going to be Rock as the title holder very soon.
He's so annoying. He wears like Elvis pants now. That's part of his like new thing.
It's what happens when you get fucking too into yourself.
You got to flare your pants out.
Yeah, everybody rocking the Elvis look you just give it up. It's over. Give it up.
What did Elvis used to get? A cheeseburger with peanut butter on it or something? Bacon cheeseburger with peanut butter?
I thought it was a peanut butter, banana, and mayonnaise sandwich and pickles.
Oh, that sounds terrible too.
I've had the banana with peanut butter and mayonnaise. That's actually not that bad.
Ooh, I don't know about mayonnaise, but peanut butter and banana I could do.
Miracle Whip or mayonnaise? Because it'd be mayonnaise for me.
Well, one's whipped cream, one's mayonnaise.
Miracle Whip is the most disgusting substance known to man.
I used to love that when I was a kid. Just a tub of delicious whipped cream.
Whipped cream. Yeah.
That's kind of what it is. It's like whipped cream.
Absolutely not, Patrick. What are
One
you
time when I
talking
was a
about?
kid, I ate a spoonful of Crisco because I thought it was a Miracle Whip.
That explains pretty much everything.
Why?
Right
One
there.
spoonful of Cisco is gonna make you crazy?
You said Miracle Whip tastes like whipped cream.
Miracle Whip is kind of like whipped cream.
Come on now, man. You're losing your fucking mind.
I'm
This
making
is
this
what
up.
happens when you're not artistic.
You're making me sick. You are making me sick.
Like Ready Whip out of a can is not the same as Miracle Whip.
But they're both technically in the whipped cream family.
Maybe to some people.
Whipped cream versus Miracle Whipped.
Whipped cream is
Oh, wow.
not gonna
Oh, I
taste it.
stand corrected. Whipped cream and Miracle Whip are distinct products with different uses and ingredients. Whipped cream is a dairy-based dessert topping, while Miracle Whip is a condiment. What? A sweeter, lighter alternative to mayonnaise. Sounds like whipped cream to me.
And that even sounds like a bold-faced lie they said, because it's not sweeter than fucking mayonnaise. Hellman's is sweet as fuck.
Oh, no. Hellman's mayonnaise is more like tangy.
It's good. It's good stuff.
Whipped cream is
I can eat a
primarily made from
spoonful.
heavy cream and sugar and stabilizers. Light, fluffy, and airy. Blah, blah, blah. Sweet and creamy. Ready Whip. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Miracle Whip contains water, soybean oil, high fructose corn syrup, vinegar, modified cornstarch, salt, eggs, natural flavor, mustard flour, potassium sorbate, spice, and dried garlic. Creamy and spreadable. Condiment on salads, sandwiches, and other dishes where mayonnaise-like spread is desired?
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude.
I am losing my fucking mind.
You better get out your notebook and start writing down fucking diary segments.
Dear Diary, today I
I
learned that
fucked
I
up
thought
on
I was
condiments.
mayonnaise, but this whole time I was Miracle Whip. And I don't even believe in whipped cream. I wanted to be above the noise. I wanted to be something louder.
He did it. He did it. He did his thing.
I know that the wrestling world is going to stop and watch what happens when Atticus Kogar collides with his career on the line versus famous, honored luchador Fuego del Sol. That's Fire of the Sun in Spanish.
I thought you were talking about El Grande Americana.
Is that a Miracle Whip sandwich?
No, that's Chad Gable.
Oh, that's so great. I love that so
Grande
much. I don't know what's
Americana.
going to happen there, but it makes me laugh.
I love it. It's great shit.
Chad
I'm gonna
Gable,
buy a mask.
very underrated for many, many years.
Oh, he's great. He's fucking classic.
And Phoenix debuted, and they let him talk.
Some asshole told me that if you don't like Chad Gable, then you don't like Hulk Hogan, and I said that's not true at all. I can like Chad Gable and still hate Hulk Hogan, which I do.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah,
but you
simple.
know that Chad Gable probably was in the back getting a photo with Bert Kreischer.
That's terrible.
Bert Kreischer's
Terrible.
an idiot.
He dropped a bunch of people off the network. Jim Cornette's going to talk about that on the show.
Oh, that one when Bert Kreischer and Tony Hinchcliffe came on the air, people just tuned out.
Oh, 100%. A lot of people don't like Tony Hinchcliffe. A lot of people. He's even going to be the talker for WrestleMania.
Oh, he's doing something. I know he's doing the roast, which is, by the way, not going to be aired on anything. You got to just see it on clips and online.
It'll probably be on the YouTube channel for Kill Tony.
Yeah, they love this shit. But you think
he's
about
the
it,
MC.
It's all.
He's
It's
the
whole,
MC for WrestleMania.
He's the MC for WrestleMania.
I thought so.
That's
doing the
extremely
roast and
disappointing.
A lot of people are going to think that.
I just don't like him. You're a fan of the roast comedy.
I love the roast comedy. Yeah.
What's the other guy? I like Jeff Ross. Jeff Ross is fun.
Jeff Ross, the Dave Attell. Dave Attell is one of my favorites.
Have you seen the thing that Dave Attell and Jeff Ross have on Netflix where they just roast? They do two-man stand-up and just roast each other.
Yeah.
See, that's fun.
They've
I
also
like that.
been on Kill Tony. They've been on Kill Tony a shit ton of times too.
All right, maybe I'll
it's
check
like
it out.
Dave Attell.
Maybe I'll check it out. All right. What do you got going on this week? You traveling? You doing any filming? You doing any production?
Not this AXW in Hamburg, Pennsylvania.
Nice. Sounds sweet.
American Excellence Wrestling.
Oh, Excellence with an X. Nice.
Yep.
Because you can't be AEW.
No. Hey, bringing up that Atticus might show up in fucking AEW and rile up shit with Megan Bain again.
Yeah, they're in B more. So East Coast.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, God bless him and his little suspenders. He looks like Tiny Tim grew up. Became a wrestler.
My goodness gracious.
Extra, read all about it. I've traded in my newsboy hat for a Nazi haircut.
Said he's Paperboy from Paperboy?
No, he's like a paperboy running around the cobblestone streets of England. Hello, Governor.
Jesus Christ.
It's Christmas morning. It's Christmas morning. All right. Happy birthday to Jason. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Brian. Happy birthday to Prince Havoc. Happy birthday to Steve. And happy birthday to all you fans out there. Except if it's your birthday and you're one of our enemies. Die slow. Out of time. Bye-bye.
Bullies.